What's going on, guys? Welcome to a live stream. Figured I'd do a quick one here. Just waiting for some people to kind of join in and whatnot. Talking about current truck prices, one of our favorite topics to talk about is truck prices. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm only gonna be on here for like about 20-30 minutes. What's up, Jeremy Jones? Oh man, not feeling like it here lately. Fuel is like just getting into that money. Not making as much money as I was wanting to. But it's all good. What are fuel prices looking like out there for you guys? Because man, out west, like from where I'm from, fuel's about $4, 4.30, but I'm out east right now, like more towards the East Coast, and it's like $1 more, like $1, and like when you're on I-80 coming across the country, like when I was coming across a few months ago, it's like the fuel prices it was like 4.30, 4.40 going through Iowa and Nebraska, and then once you get into Illinois, it like shoots up to 5.30, 5.25 for no reason in a 10-mile stretch of road. It's just like all the bureaucracy crap, taxes and whatnot, I guess. And then as soon as you go further east, it just kind of stays at over $5 a gallon. Like out here where I'm out east, it's over $5 a gallon, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So, oh well. But yeah, hopefully fuel continues to drop. But it seems like every week they're finding an excuse to jack it back up again. So, but for now, it kind of seems to be steadily going down. It just makes me mad that like across the country, for no other reason that I don't know of, it's like $1 cheaper, out west than it is out east. So, and we're doing our work out east right now, so we gotta deal with the fuel prices. But yeah, getting on to the topic that I want to do this live stream is truck prices. Current semi truck prices are definitely going down. I might do a separate video on this topic, but I was kind of pretty pessimistic on the whole trucking industry and becoming an owner operator. Yeah, I made a video a few months ago, and a lot of people took that that pretty harshly, that criticism, because I'm pretty much an optimist usually, but I'd rather tell you guys the truth and be a little harsh and maybe give you news you don't want to hear than just lie to you guys like, oh yeah, it's great, get on in here. Because even though truck prices are going, and that was a few months ago, when truck prices were at an all-time high, parts prices, labor price, all that other stuff, a lot of that stuff is kind of starting to equalize, where the cost of everything is kind of coming down a little bit. So that's good. Truck prices are literally coming down. So I'm happy to see that. I'm actually looking at maybe making a couple purchases maybe next year, as truck prices currently go down. But even though truck prices are going down, the trucking industry is kind of suffering from a little bit too low of rates for current prices, I think. So the rates aren't that great. The rates haven't gone up significantly, so it's still maybe not the best time. It's a little bit better than it was, just because cost of trucks are going down. Fuel is starting to go down, but it seems like in a week something can happen and they'll spike fuel prices again. It seems like we can't rely on a steady fuel price going forward. It's always going to be so volatile, which it shouldn't be in all reality, but it is. So, but yeah, also, if you guys got any questions for me, feel free to ask me regarding owner operator, trucking industry, if you're a truck driver or just looking to get into the business. I'm gonna be on here for maybe about 20 25 more minutes. I'm just sitting here, just getting loaded right now. So or about to get loaded. So once it's my turn, I'm gonna shut this off and go handle handle some business, and try to make some money. Because it's okay, we're making money, but man, that fuel price is just really eating at us on a day-to-day basis. Usually we would be doing. Usually you spend $250 for fuel. Now you're spending $350 in fuel, so you're spending extra $100 a day on fuel that you weren't before. But Jeremy Jones, oil field didn't work out. Dang man, sorry my comments aren't popping up like they should. It didn't, man. What happened? Did they? Let me guess. They sat you and didn't work you, and it was like 1 week you'd be working your butt off, and the next week you weren't working hardly at all. Is that what it was? Because I believe you went into sand, right? If I'm not mistaken. So yeah, man. Sand's real hard. I do hazmat, oil field work, so it's a little more stable. I hear this big money these guys make. Maybe 1 week or 1 week they'll be making a lot of money, maybe more than what I make. But then the next week or two they'll be not working, where I might make a little bit less for the week, but then I'm consistently working, mostly, almost every week out of a month. So that's where it's a lot more stale. Ah, man, did about one load a day. Yeah, the problem with that industry is they get a big job, so they just overhire, and they just hire anybody. They bring on a lot of trucks to fulfill their needs, and they don't really care about spreading around spreading around the work and making it even. So they just get as many trucks they can. They throw them on the work, and then if it leaves a couple trucks left behind with no work, they don't care, because that business model is so horrible. And like, if you get in at the right time and there's a lot of big jobs going, and you can kind of stay in like the middle of that, like I guess supply system, and demand system, you'll be pretty good. But if you're coming on the back end, and like there's not as many jobs going on, yeah, you're just gonna be suffering with little work and not a whole lot of pay. But yeah, sorry to hear that, man. That really sucks. But unfortunately, hopefully you didn't stick around too long, because a lot of guys will stay there until they pretty much absolutely go broke. So hopefully you were able to get out in a decent amount of time and get into something else that might be a lot better. So what are you into now? Or hopefully you got yourself into something that's a little bit better, as far as trucking wise. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of stuff out there. Unfortunately, for like a lot of like traditional, like dry van and just like normal, like hauling, over the road stuff, it's not, the rates aren't that great. There's some flatbed stuff that's paying okay, but those loads aren't the greatest. They're paying better than like traditional, like over the road, dry van work or whatnot. I see a lot of like, there's a lot of like oversized, like heavy equipment hauling. Like there's a lot of that. That seems like there's a lot of that to be had anywhere across the. Ah, dang, dude, you didn't get paid any. Dang, dude. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. That really sucks, man. It pisses me off, because God, man, you didn't get paid either. Man, that sucks, dude. I hate to hear that, because that's just like the pitfalls of that industry. Is so sketchy. I try to be supportive when guys say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go haul sand." I try to be supportive. I try to give people fair warning, like, "Hey, be careful. There's a lot of shadiness in the sand hauling industry. 1 week you're busy, everything's good, and heck, you're bringing up even not getting paid. I mean, I don't see that happening too much. I mean, I guess it can, depending on how you're involved, but mostly the thing I mostly see is like the problem I mostly see is just no work, just sitting around twiddling your thumbs, not doing anything for weeks on end. Usually, people stay pretty. Usually people will pay. A lot of companies I saw, they usually pay, but the problem is that you're not doing any work, so it's like you're not making hardly any money anyways to try to get paid. But yeah, man, that sucks. You didn't get paid. Hopefully you found something a little bit something else to get into and go do. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, I'm back. Check on something real fast. But yeah, yeah, I got a buddy of mine that's doing some power only stuff, and he's actually doing pretty well. But the only problem is he's going over the mountains, and that's a little bit treacherous with the winter, of course, and the weather. But he's making pretty good money. He's making it's a little hit or miss, but they call him every other day to go run loads over the pass, doing some reefer stuff. But yeah, there's definitely some work out there. Unfortunately, I mean, like right now, I'm potentially relocating across the country because where I'm at, there's no more work for what I do, and I don't want to get into another industry. I want to stay in the industry I'm in, so I might have to be forced to relocate. Jeff, any advice for someone looking to get into trucking? I'm only 19. I know I would have to wait until I'm 21 to go out of state. That can I make what can I make as a company driver? You can make some pretty good money starting off as a truck driver. Basically, you can find a local company that runs locally. I mean, I would think you can make $20 an hour. That's pretty standard, I think, right now. So, yeah, I would get your CDL, and then, I know guys, because I was like about 20 or 21 when I got in the trucking industry. I started delivering for a beverage company, hauling beer and whatnot. And I was 20 at the time, and then when I was 21, I actually got my license. And then I moved on to working like in the oil field, and there were some guys that were 20, and they just stayed in state within state lines. So that is possible. You probably make about $20 an hour. I think that's pretty normal. 20 to maybe even $25 an hour. I mean, I started off making about $18 an hour, $20 an hour working nights. So I think you could make about $20 to $25 an hour working 40 to 60 hours a week. But yeah, get that CDL, and then I think it's a good direction to go in. Just keep your record clean, like your CDL. Don't get any speeding tickets, because your record is your resume. They can kind of care less on how many jobs you've had. They more or less care on if you got a clean record. So if you keep that clean record, that'll open you up to a lot more jobs and opportunities, and companies see that because they're going to pay less for you on their insurance. It can be hard being that young to get hired on with not a lot of experience, because some of the companies are going to charge a lot. They're going to have to pay more to insure you. But if you're a good hard worker, it's possible. At the end of the day, they see someone that's going to show up to work, for one, and be motivated, and then that's not out there getting speeding tickets and being an idiot outside of work. So good luck to you. I think that's a good move. I would get your CDL. Try to find a company that will get you your CDL for, like, they'll hire you and then get you your CDL. If not, there's a lot of like financial aid options to go to trucking schools to get your CDL. I don't know what those costs are. The costs are a little bit higher, but if they can get you your CDL, then that's worth it for sure. For them to get your CDL, or just get your CDL through a school, and then just use financial aid. It's gonna be a little more expensive, but at the end of the day, you need that license, right? So that's what you're looking for. So even though you pay a little more, maybe having it coming into a lot of jobs, you'll be able to pay that off in literally a year or two. So that's my advice, is try to get on with a company that'll get you your CDL, and then just sign an offer to like work for them for a year. Because remember, you're going to be waiting for to be 21 to go intrastate anyways, or interstate, interstate, whichever way where you can go across state lines. So I would do that. But other than that, good luck out there. All right, guys. Well, I guess I'm up, so that happened a lot. One more question. Do you think it would be a good idea to eventually become a owner-operator? What are the pros and cons? Yeah, I mean, if you can find work that's going to be consistent, if you can find a decent deal on a truck, if you know how to work on a truck yourself and you're mechanically inclined, like there's a lot of stuff. I mean, not to promote, not to do too much promotion here, but if you go and check out some of my videos on my channel, I go over a lot of the pros and cons of being an owner operator and all stuffs around trucking and being an owner operator, whatnot. Not enough that I could go over here on this live stream, unfortunately, because thought I have more time, but I'm up. I got to get loaded. So yeah, there are a lot of pros and cons. Check out my channel. I've got a lot of knowledge on there for you. I guarantee you, just check it out, look at it. You'll be able to learn a lot, hopefully, and then get in my comments section, ask some questions. I'll try to answer them as best of my ability. But all right, guys, thank you for the thumbs up. I will jump on here maybe later today, possibly do another live stream, and then but if not, I'll make a video or do another live stream another day. Thank you for joining. You guys have a good one out there.